Hi everyone, I'm Zoe, and in this video I'm going to be going through a self-massage routine that is really great to do after a workout, even before a workout, or just at the end of the day as a great way to relax and relieve tension in your muscles that we can't always get rid of by stretching. So, all you need are some lacrosse balls, tennis balls, anything about this size is good, and a foam roller. Very important, very essential for dancers or really anyone who works out, I think. Just gonna leave those balls there and hope they stay. So we're going to start with the foam roller. We're going to start with some back releases. So take the roller horizontally and just gently roll onto your back, going from the lower back up to the upper back and back down, gently opening the spine here, going really slow. You can also, when you get to, say, the mid-upper back, take your elbows and push the elbows into the roller. You might even get some cracks in there. Just gently rolling up and down the spine. You can even go into the lower back a bit more here. Just be really careful. So here, right at the lower back, pushing away, opening those hips. Good. And rolling up. Now we're going to place the roller under our neck here and very gently turn the head from side to side. Go nice and slow. Just releasing tension all along the spine. Good. Now we're going to bring the roller to a vertical position. We are going to lie on it, have our spine directly on the roller. So you want to reach your hands under the roller so that they can grasp the end. That should be about right. So you're lying spine directly on it. Now let your arms fall out to the sides and let your legs release down and just breathe. This is a great way to relax. You can also, leaving your elbows on the floor, let your hands come up to your head. So this is even more of a stretch and release for those shoulders. This is so great, opening up the hips and the shoulders. This is a great position to just hang out in for a minute, 5 minutes. You can even just meditate here. This is a really good thing to do at the end of the day as well. So stay there however long you want. You can pause the video at any time and hang out in any of these releases. Now we are going to come and do some IT band releases. So the IT bands are all along the outside of our leg from our hip to our knee, and they are quite difficult to stretch. So the foam roller is fantastic for that. So you're going to come to your side and just bring the hip outside to the roller and very, very gently start to roll down the leg. This is going to be very intense, likely. And you want to just kind of stop whenever you hit a very tense point and just kind of hang out there. You can even bend your bottom leg back and forth a bit, and we're just going to very slowly go down all the way to the knee. So this is also like if you do a lot of running, your IT bands can be very tight. This is a great, great, great release. Again, you can take as long as you want here. You can pause the video or do these exercises on your own. This is just a quick guide to the releases. So then let's do the other side. So on the side, starting by the hip and very slowly working our way down, stopping whenever we get to a tight spot and just hanging out there and breathing. You can move the leg, bending and straightening, just releasing that IT band. Very slowly. With these foam roller releases, that's the key, is to not just be rolling up and down the muscles, but to really find those tight spots and let your body sink into the roller when you get there. And just release those fascia, release the muscles. I guarantee you will feel amazing after a foam roller session. Good, and going all the way down to the knee, taking however long you need. Again, I'm going to go a bit faster in the video just to get through everything. But when you go on your own, feel free to take as long as you want. You can also start rolling back up the IT band. Might be painful, but a good sort of pain, I hope. Wonderful. Okay, now we're going to do a quad release. Very simple, taking the roller in front of you and coming to the quads, and you can just roll back and forth until you find a tight spot. If you've never done this before, it can be very, very intense. I know my first time it was like a revelation to get into those quads. You can also try turning your legs out and in to experiment if your outer or inner quads are tighter. This is a great release. Also, if you have back problems, a lot of the time, if our quads are tight, that pulls the pelvis down, and then that's going to create pressure in the lower back. So tight quads can also be a cause of back problems. So really important to release those quads. So just find a spot and then hang out there, just enjoying. Now we're going to do the inner quads. For this one, we're going to have the roller more vertical, and we are going to have one leg on top of the roller, so the inside of the leg, and we are just going to roll from the knee towards the hip. Again, stopping whenever you feel a tight spot. I feel a very intense spot right here. And yeah, again, you can be bending and straightening your leg when you're in a tight spot. A lot of times having some movement can help. Just releasing, breathing. Breathing is very important, I always say, and rolling a bit further, trying to find other tight spots. Again, pausing if you have found some tight spots you'd like to stay on. I'm going to move to the other side. So, coming to the other side, starting at the knee, and getting into the inner thigh. So just getting all the parts of our leg muscles. We work our legs so hard in dance and in life. It's really important to release them, give them some love, and it can help your flexibility a lot. Sometimes, no matter how much stretching you do, you are unable to release because the fascia are tight. So massage of all forms is very important. Of course, a professional massage is always amazing, but self-massage you can do every day. It doesn't cost anything, just the price of the foam roller. And it feels so amazing, so relaxing. Okay, so a final foam roller exercise we can do for our legs, if you need it, is for the shins. So putting the shin on the roller here and just going back and forth. You can also use the lacrosse balls for this, but this can be good. So we're doing all the front parts of our legs. And if you find a spot, just hang out there. Good, let's do the other side. I do also like to use the lacrosse balls for the shins. It's more acute. Can be a little more painful, but this is kind of a good starter. And again, you might want to experiment rotating your leg a bit. It's all about finding the spots in your body that are tight and releasing those spots, not anyone else's. And holding. Good. Okay, now we are going to release the back of our legs. So we're going to use our lacrosse balls, tennis balls, whatever you have. We're going to start by taking both balls and placing them right in the knee joints. So right here, and from this position, slowly lower your hips down. You might need to adjust the balls to be right in the middle. And at one point, you're going to get a very intense feeling right in your calves and your hamstrings. So you're just going to hang out there, sinking down into those balls. Very intense here. So again, you can stay here as long as you want. I'm just going to move a little faster for this video. So then you're just going to move the balls back just an inch or two to the next point. So we're going to work our way all up and down the hamstrings and the calves. This is such a great release because you're getting both sets of muscles at the same time. So again, hanging out there as long as you need, moving the balls back just a bit, just feeling all those different tight spots. I know there can be quite a lot, and sometimes it will surprise you as well. Find tension in places you didn't know it existed. Coming back again, getting very intense here, starting to get into the Achilles. And just relax. One more time. Going all the way to the back. Again, take as long as you need. I'm just going to move on a little quicker. So now we can do just the calves if you still need some more calf release. So here you can just put one ball under the calf. I like to do one at a time here to really focus, and just rolling around till you find a tight spot, and then hanging out there. You can also flex and point the foot or do some ankle circles. Again, it's good to get some mobility in whenever you find a tight spot to help release it. And then doing the other side, taking as long as you need. If you do a lot of releve on your toes all the time, then you probably have tight calves. So this is a good exercise. Again, you can also be turning the leg in and out, trying to find the areas with the most tension, and then do some pointing, flexing, ankle circles. whatever you need. Again, you can also do the shin release here. This is very, very intense. Feels amazing to me, but I like those very intense stretches and intense releases. So you can do that on each side. Again, spending as much time as you need, rolling around so you find a tight area and just hanging out there. Okay, great. Now we are going to come to our backs. So take the lacrosse balls, tennis balls, whatever you have. I can move the foam roller out of the way here. And what we are going to do first is take the two balls and place them under your glutes, under your hip butt muscles right here. And you can kind of roll yourself from side to side a little bit, trying to find a tense area. You might need to adjust where the balls are, maybe move them a little farther out until you get to an area of tension, and then just hang out there. Again, this feels amazing. Usually, if you have tight hips, there's a whole bunch of different muscles kind of around the back of the hips and the glutes. So this is a really great way to release some of them. And stretching is also very important, but you can't really get everything from stretching. So I could hang out in these releases here for such a long time, but in this video we're only going to do a little bit. But again, you can kind of shift side to side, up and down, trying to find the tight areas, also turning your legs in and out until you get a nice tight area, and then just let yourself sink into those balls. Okay, now if you want, I'm not going to do it here, but you could take these two balls, put them in a sock, and roll along your spine with the balls like that. I'm just going to now do one ball at a time, just to really focus. So place the ball, I'll show on this side, easier, placing the ball right next to the spine and rolling again, up, down, finding an area with tension. I've got one right here, and then letting yourself relax there. So doing that then on each side, getting along the spine. Again, you can use both of the balls if you want. And then working your way up to the shoulders. And this, again, I like to just do one at a time to really focus. So I lift my arms somewhat off the ground here and just roll around until I find a really tense area, which is usually not too difficult because shoulders tend to be one of the main places that people hold tension. So almost everyone is going to have a lot of tension in the shoulders and upper back. So this is just such a great way to release some of that tension and relax. You can also do this one up against a wall, but then of course you have to use that energy to keep yourself standing. So lying on the ground can be much more relaxing in that sense. If you want to get a pillow, I usually like to get a pillow for these ones, placing the ball behind the other shoulder. Again, moving the arm around a bit. It's all about just making those adjustments to find those really tense areas and release. Breathing. Sometimes imagery also helps. You can imagine something relaxing, like your muscles are made of water and flowing around, flowing over this rock gently, or that your muscles are clouds, you're breathing into them. So many different kinds of relaxing imagery here. So just enjoy this for as long as you need. But I'm going to stop here. So those are just a few releases that you can do at the end of the day before you go to sleep. Is a wonderful time for these, but also it's great to do after a workout, but you can even do them before a workout. You don't need to be warm to do these as well. For stretching, you do need to be warm, but for these releases, you can do them whenever. And I definitely recommend that you incorporate them into your daily routine. I think you'll start to notice a big difference in your physical and mental well-being. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to like, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and happy practicing.